they were so dominant. But that wasn't to be surprised, because if you watch Everton this season, home and away, they don't often outpossess teams. They sit in and they look to play balls to Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin a lot better than they did today, because it was just hump forward for long periods, particularly in the first half. I mean, it was horrible. But Everton have got two dodgy goalkeepers. One's an England #1 at the moment, Jordan Pickford, who has been, for want of a better term, rotated. And the other is Robin Olsen, who's surplus to requirements at his parent club, right? And he's surplus to requirements for a reason. And yet you have a United side here who have so much possession and are so dominant, and have Rashford on the field, and have Cavani, and have Fernandes. They have to be peppering that goal, and I mean peppering it. Bearing in mind the mistakes that he made during that game. Certainly the header from McTominay was horrendous. I mean, we could debate the Fernandes strike. It was a brilliant strike. I just think it went over his head too easy. But that's not the point. The point is you've got to be peppering that goal. You know you've got a weak point there. You know, it's all very well with the build-up play, but you've got to go for the jugular. And United didn't do that. And on top of that, once again, you know, not for the first time, they've lost more than one goal at home. And that's not going to get the job done when your neighbours across the city are not only beating teams, but they're keeping clean sheets for fun. And that's what it's going to take to win this league this year.
On the Bruno goal, Frank, do you agree the goalkeeper maybe could have done better?
Well, I want to give all the credit to Fernandes, because what he did first, you know, when somebody gave him the ball and he pretended that he wanted to touch the ball and led it to I think it was Rashford maybe or maybe somebody else who gave him the ball after that, and the way he almost took the player on in front of him, and the way that he chipped or kicked the ball is absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's nothing to do. Okay, maybe the goalkeeper wasn't in the right position, but you have to give all the credit to Fernandes for me, because that's, for me, a sublime goal. It's like, you remember Cantona with his fantastic chip when he looked at the stands after and turned around? And I think it was against Sunderland, and it was like in '95, something like that. And that was something like that. It was a special moment from a special player. So I want to give all the credit to Fernandes on that goal.
But that again, Dan, came about from Everton, Decore in the middle of the park, with Davies just sloppily giving it away. I mean, that was how bad. Everton just handed it to United on a plate. Look, it was a great strike. I understand that from a special player, but what I'm saying is, I think if it was an Alisson or an Ederson in there, or a goalkeeper of that repute, I think we might be having a different outcome. It's neither here nor there now. The bottom line is United squandered 3 goals at home in a match where they dominated against a team who did not play well, and had a chance to put some pressure on City in particular going into their big game tomorrow, and have somewhat wet the bed here and failed to do that. So that's down to them and nobody else. You can't complain if you lose 3 goals at home that you haven't picked anything up worthwhile.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.